and welcome to episode 8 of Two Crafty Stitches. Today is July 5th, and yesterday was Independence Day, so happy Independence Day.
A day late.
Yep. I am Sandy, also known as Knits and Bits.
And I'm Kelly, also known as Pearly Girl 75.
So today we have, Kelly has one new item. And,
Yeah. Okay, so, new item. So, I went online and I ordered, I'm going to make a lot of noise with my envelope now. And I ordered a spindle from Acreworks. And it's one of their modular, I don't remember what they're called.
Spindles.
I'm that prepared, as usual. Well, I know, but it's they call them something special. I don't know. Anyway, it's a modular something, spindle something. I don't know. Anyway.
Did you do our research beforehand?
Obviously, no. Why would I do that? So anyway, you order your shaft and you pick the size, and I really probably should have gone longer because I didn't realize, because I'm not very good with measurements.
So what size
This is the medium size. I don't know how many inches. It's the medium because I did again. And and I got a medium-sized whirl to go with it, and mine is red, and it has this little cap that they send with it to protect it during shipping, but you can also use it like for when you're spinning. So I spun up just a little bit of a sample that someone sent me when I ordered some fiber a long time ago, and I had this little teeny tiny bit, so I spun it just to see how it did, and there it is without the little cap doohickey on it. And so this just pops right up there and snaps in place. And then when you're traveling, you can pop it off, stick this here, put the cap on.
And then you secure your spinning.
Your spinning is secured, and it takes up less space, so you don't have to worry about this like jutting out. How am I going to carry this? You can put it in, any types of bags or whatever without having to worry about however many inches, because this is the medium size whirl, which is something, however many inches it is. But it's got like weights in it and stuff. But here's the thing. I like a bottom whirl spindle, and this because it's like, it can be adjusted. It can be a bottom whirl. It can also be like a mid whirl, because this whole hub, which I can't show you right now because I obviously have fiber on there, but the whole hub can shift. You can like twist it and shift it so it goes to the bottom, so it goes to the middle, wherever you want it on there. And then you can also, I think it's compatible with like they make bobbins for spinning wheels, and it's compatible with the ends of those too, so you could have like a rounded thing. So I don't know if it's just me and my ineptitude of spinning with a top whirl, because I think that the spindle is pretty balanced. But whenever I spin with the top whirl, I always have a problem, like when I flick it and everything, and it goes like that. I hope that's like our screenshot when I take a picture later. So anyway, so I don't know if it could just be me, but it probably is just me, because I do a lot better with bottom whirl. So anyway, what I'm going to end up doing before the next time we record in 2 weeks is take this off, obviously ply it, and try to test it out as a bottom whirl to see what I think of it going that way.
You have more samples.
No, I don't. This was the only sample that I have. But I can always pull some off of whatever.
I can give you some standard white or something.
Yeah, that's boring.
That's like
this has like sparkle in it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just a tiny little bit.
I can give you some gray.
Yeah. So anyway, so I'm gonna work with it some more and try it out as a bottom whirl. I don't know if I'm gonna stick this down here and make it the bottom whirl and have the hook up there, because I don't usually spin a bottom whirl with a hook. I might just flip the whole thing upside down and do it like this way.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. And I guess that I could, if I take this little tag off, that I could just leave this on there so that I don't have a hook jabbing me. But I thought the little tag on there was kind of cool. Yeah, and I don't break the hook. But anyway, so you can order their pieces and stuff, and from their website, which is acreworks.com, which we'll link in our show notes, which I didn't put in there, but whatever. And it'll be there. But The other thing I thought was really cool with this system is because you can take it apart. They said that you could buy, I saw somewhere, people bought like 2 or 3 of the shafts, and then you like spin a bunch on one shaft, and then when, you know, like you divide your fiber into like 2 or whatever to ply it, you spin up however much on the one shaft, and then you just pop this off, stick it on the next shaft, and spin the rest of it. And then when you ply it, I guess you can just like pull it from those.
Yeah,
And ply it onto onto a third shaft. So if you had like extra shafts, you could do that with it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that would make it a lot easier.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's what I got in the mail this week. I ordered it a couple weeks ago. I mean, it's, you know, they have like a waiting list. You have to, you know, they have to make it because it's 3D printed. Well, the shaft part isn't, but the whorl is. So that's my awesome research that I did on my item that Yay!
Awesome. Yeah, I don't have anything.
Uh-huh.
But I have been busy knitting along. So I have a hat, or it's almost finished. I just need to block it. So according to, I think, the Harry Potter knit and crochet cup, the ends need to be finished, woven in and blocked, but other than that it's finished, so I'll do that later. I've been working a little bit on my scarf. It's a little bit longer, but not much. But
Striping along.
I know. I pulled out my spinning like Friday because I didn't have to work on Friday, and I finished spinning up the singles. So, oh no, it's
It
right
is there.
It is there.
I fixed it before you started talking.
Well, I couldn't remember what it was. So this is the Greenwoods Fiberworks in the Calypso colorway.
It's really pretty.
Yeah, those are the singles, and then I fractal spun it, and I am currently plying it. And
oh wow,
my Turkish spindle.
You got a lot done.
I know. I've been plying last night and most of this morning.
Well, you know, it is Tour de Fleece.
Yeah, and I'm not a part of that.
Neither am I.
So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna spin this.
Because I see all the pictures on Instagram, and everyone's like, look at all this like 400 things that I spun on day 1 or whatever, and I'm like, I just can't sign up for something like that and commit myself, because then I just won't spin it all. So I'll be like, what?
Yeah.
Deadline? Yeah, I'm not doing this.
It's been a while since I pulled this out for the show or for working on it. But here's the card. It'll be linked in the show notes. Greenwood Fiberworks, out of Utah. And that's all that I'm working on right now.
Yeah, I'm about like that. Whereas all that I'm working on right this second, and and that is because I was out of town last weekend and absolutely didn't get any crafting done whatsoever when I was out of town. I took a bunch of stuff with me. Like, I mean, I was prepared for like the apocalypse or something to come. Like, oh, I have to have all the crafts. And I take that back. I lied. I did knit like an extra loop, or like 2 loops on my Miss Winkle shawlette. That I don't have that in here because it really looks the same. And so that one, I knit like a loop on my way to the workshop thing I attended, and I knit a loop on the way back. So didn't get a whole lot done, and didn't get any spinning done, even though I had my spinning with me at any given moment, because I was prepared and didn't do it. So it was very, it was a busy weekend with lots of stuff to learn. But anyway, so I am working on still my hobbledehoy fibers, which I really haven't gotten that much done on, because really haven't gotten that much done on it. I'm like still on the first strip that I pulled out, but it's spinning up so thin that it's like, it's not the, no. It's got the same brown in it. That's funny. But I don't have any purple in mine.
I know, but I have like the blue in that.
Anyway.
Like, that looks really familiar.
Well, I've also shown it 3 or 4 times, and it's not getting that much bigger. But like I said, it's got like silk in it, so it's spinning up so thin. But
it really is thin.
Yeah. Like, so it's gonna take me forever. Which is why I was like, oh, I'll just take it with me everywhere, and it just like stayed in my bag. But anyway, so I'm a slacker, and that's about what I've been doing. Yeah. So that was very exciting for you guys, I'm sure. I don't have any finished objects either. So, yeah.
That's okay. You can help hold up mine.
Oh, good.
Yes. So I finished my shawl on the knitting process. It's the Morvark shawl from the Celtic Cable shawl book. So we're going to, like, block ourselves because it's huge.
And look,
So-
should we do, like, a panning shot?
Sure, I can't
Look.
see anything.
Here it goes. Keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
So
Ha-ha!
it is going to be a nice size once I get it blocked out.
Yes.
But it's a nice size now. I can't wait
Yeah.
to wear it in the office. It's going to be so
It's
warm.
very pretty. And it will go with everything. 'Cause
I
it's
know,
gray.
because it's gray. So that was my funness. I finished knitting it, what was it, like last weekend?
I don't know, because I didn't see you last weekend.
I know, but I think
We
I
just
sent
talked
you a
on the phone.
message. I'm
And-
like,
oh, yeah,
guess
you
what?
did.
I finished it.
Yeah.
And
Because I was under
Yeah.
silent rule until I got back in the hotel room.
yes. But when I was like, oh, okay, so there's going to be a little bit of lace, and I thought it might be a little bit distracting because I didn't really look into detail what the lace was, but it's a very, very simple lace pattern, so it's not too
Yeah.
intricate. I think it goes very well. I like it.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
And it covers up my awesome spinning job of really, really thick spinning versus everything else, which is not thick.
Yeah, well,
So-
I mean, but that just adds character to it and
Yes.
shows that it truly is a homemade, handmade item. I don't want to say homemade because sometimes homemade has like a negative connotation to it, but handmade.
Well, I'm glad that I went
Yes.
with something like this instead of something super lacy for
Oh,
it
yeah.
the entire way, because I think that would have not worked out as well.
Yeah. It's very, very nice.
So I just dropped my current thing on the floor.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh,
So, yeah, that's all that I have finished.
well, I would like to direct your attention for a second to our awesome shelf
Yes.
that I have up there that my husband finally put up there that he painted like 2 weeks ago. And my father actually built the shelf and designed it and made it, and then it was over my bed when I was growing up for a long time, and it had like dance things on it, like the little pegs had like ballet shoes hanging from it and all sorts of stuff. And so
Very girly stuff.
yeah, very girly, and it
wasn't blue then.
no, it was just like wood colored, and I think they had just put like some clear finishing stain on it or whatever. So we had the idea, why not paint it a bright, happy color? So I picked that blue, and there you have it. And eventually I'll probably hang maybe some hand spun or something from the hooks. I don't know, I haven't decided yet.
I like it.
I think it's cute.
Yes.
Anyway, so, wow,
So
this is going to be a really short episode, guys. So,
Or this knitting podcast is going to be basically everything that is not knitting besides
I know.
the 13 minutes.
well, I mean, out of town, all this other stuff, whatever. Oh, yeah,
I
you
guess-
have something that you
yes.
wanted to show
So,
that she hasn't shown me, and she keeps giggling about it when she looks at it and talks about it, so I'm kind of scared, but it'll be like the element of surprise for everyone.
yes, so what I'll do is, well, my boyfriend sent me this link the other day, which is scary enough. Here, I'll let you look on my phone.
Oh, okay.
It is the Sweaterman, where you can knit your own superhero outfit. I thought that was awesome. And it has a nice little description about the Sweatermen are heroes of this creator's own
Does he
invention.
want one for himself?
I asked.
You should make one for him.
I'm like,
totally.
do you want me to make you one? What colors?
And then you can make one for the Klaus too.
Yes.
Yes.
Seeing he is the size of a human.
Yes.
So they push the language of the hero costume by highlighting the knitting materials, textures, and tradition of the form of the costume. So it goes on more about it, but I thought that was pretty awesome. You can knit yourself your own superhero.
Yes.
Which goes with
There
all
is a-
your Marvels.
Well, I was gonna say there is like a book though that's like knit your own superhero or knit your own boy. I think it's the knit your own boyfriend book where you do like a doll and one of them's like a superhero doll.
Yes,
type
but
thing.
this is so you can
But
be
this is
a
so you
superhero.
can be your own superhero.
Now you know why I've been giggling.
Yes. We should totally do that for Worldwide Knit in Public Day next year.
Yes.
For Stitch and Pitch next year.
Yes, because this year
we don't have enough time. No. It's like in 2 weeks. Yeah. 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know, whatever. It's the end of this month.
26th.
Yeah. So it's the end of this month, so we don't have time to do that unless, like, we just only worked on that, and I still have a week left of summer school, so.
Yeah, and I have to finish my
and you have to work
stuff. And,
Yeah.
And work. I forgot about that.
Call in. I'm sorry. I'm knitting my own superhero costume. I can't come into work today. See how that treats you.
I don't think that would very well work out. So.
Yeah. So, moving right along to our non-knitting portion. So, which would be things that we have either been watching or reading. And I'll talk about a book I started, because I don't read in the summer, and I've said this many, many times, but I decided to start reading to try and get a little reading done in the summer, especially since I'm giving my personal trainer, like, lending her books as I finish them, and I don't want to be like, yeah, I haven't read in like a week. Sorry, you have nothing. So anyway, so I started reading, and I mean started as in I am on page 38, chapter 5, of The Cuckoo's Calling, which is by Robert Galbraith, whatever. It's actually not really, that's a pseudonym for J.K. Rowling, who is known for the Harry Potter series. But this is one of her adult books. And I started reading, that sounds like dirty, doesn't it? Her adult books, but not geared towards children. And I started reading her other one, which was, I think, called The Casual Vacancy. And I read maybe a couple chapters. I could not get into it. It was about politics in a small town, and it was just not my thing. But this is a murder mystery. And there's like a private detective. Yeah, it's a private detective, and he's looking into, there's like a model who commits suicide, but like her brother thinks it's not suicide, it's a murder. So they're going to investigate it. But I'm only in chapter 5, so I don't know what happens, obviously. And it's going to take me a little while to get through it because I don't read a lot in the summer, and there's like 500 something pages. But I do. The author wrote another book too with the same detective as a character, and I did pick that up the other day because it was at Target in the paper. It just came out in paperback, and it was like $8 at Target or something. And I was like, oh well, I had wanted to read the first one, so this will like get me reading the first one, and then I can lend it to my trainer, who is very into the murder mystery type books too. So, and then I can read the second one too. And the second one I think is called The Silkworm, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But I need to read this one first. So that's what I'm reading. Yeah, I haven't really read much of my comic books this week either, so.
Because you've been gone.
I know, and I didn't feel like dragging them with me.
Because you had all your knitting.
Because I had like knitting and
like
spinning.
3 weeks supply of knitting and spinning.
Actually, I had like one knitting and one spinning project. That's all I took with me, but still. Didn't do any of it. I worked out one night though, in the hotel room, the first night. Because the rest of the nights I was in workshops till like 9 or 10, or one night I was in workshops till 11 o'clock at night, and you just get back to the room, and you have a workshop the next morning that starts at 8 in the morning, and you don't want to do anything except to go to bed. So,
dinner, shower, bed. Not necessarily in that
Well, we had dinner before that too. So, one night we did. There was one night when we had late dinner. Anyway, so, where did I want to go next with this? Under the Dome, I haven't watched yet. It's recorded. I haven't seen it. And Falling Skies, I'm caught up on, but there's only been one episode this season, so... So I watched the season premiere. There's another new episode, I think, tonight, which I'll watch at some point in the next couple days. So
and I need to start that series.
Yeah. So, because I have been telling you for the past, like, it's in, like, the 5th year. It's in the final season, and I've been telling you this since like season 1.
I need to watch the second one.
Still, anyway.
But we have watched some movies.
Yes, we did some movie viewing separately.
Yeah.
This week. I watched Rocky. The first one. Because
you've never seen it before.
I had never seen Rocky before. I know. I mean, when I say never, I mean, I do think that I've seen like little bits and pieces when it's on TV, but that doesn't count because it's not the whole movie. Like I've seen the part when he's like, "Cut me," but that's about it. So, and that's my really, really bad Rocky Sylvester Stallone voice for you right there. But anyway, and I think if I ever were to watch it again, it would be very interesting to sit and do like a tick mark for every time he says "Yo, Adrian," just to count. And I'm sure someone's probably done that, and I probably could research that on the internet. It probably is.
Yeah.
Because he says it like in every scene, at least once. But anyway, it was, it was okay. I mean, I think that it was made in '76. I think. I think it's kind of still held up. Of course, I've never seen it before, but it's not like some of those movies you can see they're like, oh, it's so dated or whatever. Yeah, it is kind of dated in parts of it, but really it's not. I didn't think it was horribly too dated. It wasn't like some of the stuff you go back and you watch and you're like, ugh. But anyway, I mean, boxing movie because Sandy and I box.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
yeah.
I did watch the Terminator movies with Josh the last 2 weeks, and I did put that up there.
I have never seen any of the Terminator movies either.
What?
I haven't.
I've seen like the second one multiple times, but never the first one. So we watched the first one.
Never seen any of them.
Okay, we're gonna have to watch them.
I'll be back. That's all I know about Terminator. That's about it. That's my Terminator knowledge. Just like my knowledge prior to Rocky, my knowledge of Rocky was Yo, Adrian.
Yeah.
And I can't see out of my eye. Cut me. Yeah, that's about it.
I can't believe you've never seen Terminator.
I have not seen. Yeah. Nope. Never really had a desire to see it either. So.
Oh well. Yeah. So I watched that, and I never saw Sharknado because it never.
Because I told her to watch it, but I'm not Netflix, and whatever. So that's the only person she listens to is Netflix, because Netflix apparently is a person who tells you what to watch.
It controls my viewing habits. It says, "Look, this is up. You need to watch this now." And so it was on Netflix, and I queued it up yesterday, and then Josh came in the room.
It was like, "What is this?" Probably.
Well, it was before I started it. No, he hadn't seen it.
Okay.
So it was before I started, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm gonna watch Sharknado," and he's like, "Oh, fine," because he likes war and documentaries and not completely unrealistic stuff.
Movies about sharks.
So
and chainsaws.
Yeah. So we're watching it, and we're like, wow, this is so cheesy, but like beyond cheesy. The one thing that I just couldn't get over is they go to a clip where everything is flooded and there's like 3 feet of water. And they go to the next clip, and it's like dry and it's sunny. I'm like, at least throw some buckets of water on the
production
ground.
editor apparently was laying down on the job. And
Yeah.
It's not meant, I don't think, to be like a taken seriously horror
Well, I
film
would
or
hope
whatever.
not.
It's like, it's pretty much, I look at it as a comedy. And now you have to watch part 2.
I don't know if that's on Netflix yet.
It was before, but
it was?
yeah.
Okay, well, then I
back when I
actually
first told you to watch them.
But
you know what else? When I was in the movie theater this morning and they had the coming attractions, one of them was that they are in select theaters in select cities for like 2 days only or whatever. They are going to be showing Sharknado 2 with the Mystery Science Theater 3000 people doing the commentary. Where
Is Tampa one of them?
I don't know. We'd have to look it up. But it's also, if it's one of those like, however few nights only, those things usually are like $20 a ticket, and I don't think it's worth it for that. Sorry, no offense if you're like a big Sharknado fan. I mean, it's funny. Like, I laughed like during both of them, and I think hopefully that's what you're supposed to do, because
we kept on like going back and saying, wait, I thought all of the planes were destroyed.
Wait until you see part 2. Yeah, it's amazingly bad. It is so funny though. You just have to laugh.
See, Josh and I, we ended up dissecting the movie.
See, it's not meant to be dissected.
And then we talked about it. Because
so you had a Sharknado intervention.
That's
just watch this movie. Now we must discuss.
No, we would pause it during different things, and then we'd talk about it and go, "Hey, what the heck?
That's not possible." It's like John when we watched Harry Potter with my husband, and he was cool with all of it until the car started driving itself in the forest, and then he was like, "That's not possible." I was like, but everything else that's happened in all of the Harry Potter movies is possible. just the car driving itself. Nope, that's where the line is. The line is drawn at cars driving themselves through the forest to come and save you.
Yeah. So that was my fun Independence Day was Sharknado and finishing Terminator.
The first one?
The first
That's
one.
the only one you watched, though, wasn't it? You didn't
No,
watch
we've
all the
seen the
rest.
second one.
But there's more than 2.
Oh.
Isn't there? Aren't there
I
like
don't-
3 or 4 of them? And now there's a new one that's out with the Game of Thrones chick in it?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I've
Oh,
never
I'll
seen
have
any
to
of them, so
ask
I don't know.
Josh. So he's the keeper of
The
things.
Terminator?
Yes, of things like that. So
Yeah.
But-
And there was a TV show, too.
yeah, I know there
I
was a
didn't watch
TV
that
show
either.
about that, but I've never seen it.
I don't know.
I think it was like about Sarah Connor.
Yes.
But
I think that she's really important in the Terminator story. I don't know. I've never seen it. She's like one of the main characters, right? Something. I don't
Yeah.
know, something like that.
she's in both of the 2 movies.
That you've seen.
Yes.
But we don't know about the rest of them.
I
I don't think she's in the new one, though.
I don't know.
Because it's the Game of Thrones girl. The Mother of Dragons lady.
Oh,
Is in
okay,
it.
okay.
But she's got dark hair, so it's like, oh, there she is.
Huh. And I did finish the season finale, but we can't talk about it.
Right, because
you're
I'm still like 5 or 6 episodes behind.
Yes, so when I actually watched it, I was, a little like, oh, whatever, they already ruined the ending, all the people on the Facebook. But they only talked about one thing.
People on the Facebook.
Yes.
All of them. Except for me.
Yes. Like 9, no, actually it wasn't all of them. All of them said, hey, there's going to be spoilers ahead, so don't,
See, my
look at this
Facebook
stuff.
was not, hey, there's going to be spoilers. My Facebook was like, this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened.
Except for one person. One person on my Facebook feed, just spilled the beans. I'm like, oh. But luckily he only mentioned one thing about it, not all the other stuff, so I was like, what? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Darn it,
I've
Kelly.
been trying to...
You need to watch it.
I've been trying to not remember, like, trying to block out what I saw, because I still have, like, 5 episodes to go. So... And I didn't keep up with reading the books, so... Yeah, because I started reading the books and couldn't keep up with it.
I think
so.
I got on like the 3rd or 4th book, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so we have now both seen Jurassic World. Yes.
I like dinosaurs.
I saw it this morning.
So
So
did I.
did you?
But, yep.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was really good, especially for like a 4th movie in a franchise, and when
Yeah.
you haven't had a movie in the franchise in years. I thought it was really good. So, I enjoyed it. I did not enjoy the fact that people brought little tiny children to go and see it, and they cried through the whole movie. But, when it's
Like
rated like PG-13.
preschool.
Yeah,
age.
like 4 and 5-year-olds.
Yeah.
And, the dinosaur! Yeah. Did you see the little DNA guy, though, in the movie? Very, very briefly?
No, I think I missed that.
It was, like, in the background, kind of. Like, they were walking in the little Discovery whatever center, and you could see, and he was like, dinosaur? And I was like, ah!
I'm gonna have to rewatch it.
Yeah, so...
Jeez. Yeah, I wish that it had a little bit more of the backstory about some of the people.
Well, I mean, they did set it up for another sequel, so maybe we'll get some backstory then.
Yeah, I hope so.
'Cause it was like, hi, we're setting this movie up for a sequel.
Hi, I came from the Navy and I trained dinosaurs. I don't know where
That's what they
that-
teach you in the Navy. That's like part of basic training, I think. Of course, all the Navy people that watch us are gonna be like, "That's not what." Yeah, I have no idea what they train you for. Like, I don't know. Well, I mean, I do, but I have no idea like how having a background as someone in the Navy like makes you an expert in training.
It's because then you have
velociraptors.
the authority.
Oh, okay.
Because then you're the alpha male.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, you know what? They could have gotten like Caesar Milan in there too. The dog whisperer.
No. I'm gonna put you on your back. Yes. I have a special collar for you.
Here is a harness with pockets on the sides so that you can carry stuff and feel useful.
So I just got one of those for my dog.
I know.
I know you know, but
It
they
just
don't
made
know.
me know. But when you were talking about when you got that, it made me think about the dog whisperer and how he was like, that was one of the things he was using to train dogs with.
Well,
to give them a sense of purpose.
See,
in their life.
I like to take him out for long walks, and I don't want to carry his water, so now he can carry his water.
Carry yourself.
And it actually, like, we haven't had any encounters with, like, squirrels along the way the last 2 days, and the one dog that we always pass hasn't been outside, so I don't know if he's going to, like, go all crazy and start, like, jumping 8 feet off the ground.
Well, he will, of course he will, because he'll be like, look at my pack! Look how awesome it is! Look
I
at my
know,
backpack."
but he's also carrying 2 liters of water in there. So maybe he's like, "Wow, I can't jump because it's all wiggly."
Do you want some water? Here, I've got some for you. You look kind of thirsty, dog and other squirrels.
Just want to play with you.
You said that's not how your dog talks, but okay.
No. Yeah, so I just got one, and he reluctantly puts it on, but then when we're walking, he's like, okay.
I guess I'll put it on today.
And yesterday, he was doing really good, and he was walking right by my hip with his front paws there instead of like a little bit in front or a little bit behind like he normally does. So he was really close, and he was being a good boy.
Good.
So maybe the dinosaurs just need some backpacks.
There you go. How do you train a velociraptor? You stick a backpack on it.
I'm just wondering if they
put some bottles of water in there, you're good to go.
Maybe some jugs for them.
Well, yeah. Put a couple gallons of water.
A few hundred. Some drums.
That's I wonder if that would work like for the T-Rex and everything else.
I'm glad that we
all
saw
dinosaurs
the T-Rex there.
Yes. Which I was reading, because I was reading a bunch of trivia after I saw the movie about it, and it was actually, they said that the filmmakers say that that's the same like T-Rex that they used in the first movie or whatever, because that's why it had those scars on it.
Oh.
So you could see like the scars like from the battle at the end of the first movie. Spoiler alert, there's like a dinosaur battle at the end of the first movie. Which, if you don't know that, it's like 22 years ago. But then again, I hadn't seen Rocky, and Rocky's like 39 years old. So, yeah. I was expecting more of a, like, big finish to Rocky, too.
I'm sorry.
I was just like, that's it?
It's so you can go watch the other one.
Well, yeah, since they're yelling, there's no rematch. And then if you read the description for part 2, there's a rematch. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Me and my boxing stuff now. I don't know.
It's okay. I'm just glad that Jurassic World finally came out.
Well, I'm glad that we finally got to see it, because it came out like a month ago.
I know, but...
And everyone else, like everyone at work has seen it. And they have to be very careful when they're talking, about it around me. And the other day there was a child who was talking about it, and someone had to shush the child.
You're
like, she hasn't seen it yet. Stop talking. So I was like, I will see it this weekend, and you can tell me all about it on Monday. So, we'll see.
Yes. So it's all going to be dinosaur talk.
Yes.
But.
Yep. So I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, we did about like half of it as like knitting kind of stuff.
And half as non.
And half as non. So that's about what we normally do. It's usually twice as long as this. So, so anyway, I don't know, did you have anything else you needed to add in?
Not that I can think of. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I have anything else.
Not that I put it in the notes, but, this has been a long weekend, so.
Well, and it's, well, for you it's been a long weekend. For me it's been like a regular weekend, but... But John was home on Friday, so it did feel a bit long on the weekend. Because he was painting. And we had to run out and do last minute boxing on Friday.
Yes, that was awesome.
It was. It was a really good class. I enjoyed it.
I just wish that we knew about it more than like
an hour before.
An hour, we need to go right now.
Because we thought that the gym, or we had been told that the gym would be open on the 4th of July.
And we were a little confused about that.
And then when I looked on Facebook for some reason, and I was scrolling down, and it was like, hey guys, the gym's going to be closed on Saturday. And we were like, oh no! We have to get another one in. And it was 5, and I contacted Sandy, and it's like, well, I guess we can go at the 6. And so we did.
Let's run. Hurry.
Yeah. And I had already worked out that morning with my personal trainer and showered and, like, put on normal clothes and had to go, like, put on workout clothes and all that other stuff. And John was like, you're working out again? Yes.
Yeah, Josh was like, we just started the Terminator or something. I'm like, we'll have to watch it later. I have to go to the gym.
I have to go work out.
They're closed tomorrow. Oh, fine.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's about it for us. Thank you for joining us on our short episode. And you can find us on Twitter at 2 Crafty Stitches, which is all one word. We're also on Ravelry. We have a group that's the 2 Crafty Stitches group, which we really should probably be more active in, which we say just about every time I go through this spiel, but okay.
Yeah. And Crafty is with a K. Yes,
Crafty with a K. And you can also find us individually on Ravelry and Instagram, and that would be Knits and Bits and Pearly Girl 75. And we, in addition, have our show notes listed, and I guess a link to the video too, on the blog, which is 2craftystitches.wordpress.com.
Well, thank you, and happy crafting.
Happy crafting.